What is a muse? Typically, when we think of a muse, we think of a beautiful woman that is inspiring another person in their creative arts. This idea goes back all the way to Greek mythology. There were 9 muses. They were women that inspired different artists. Coming to a more modern time example, I want to talk about Daisy Jones from the TV show / book Daisy Jones and the Six. Specifically in the TV show, there is a scene where Daisy says something and there's a man that wants to use that as inspiration in a project, and she gets very upset and declares that she doesn't want to be his muse.
But I'm your fucking muse. Like what? I'm just inspiration for your next great idea. I'm not interested in being anybody's muse, Gary, okay? Not yours, not anybody's.
I didn't mean it like that.
I'm not the muse, okay? I'm the somebody.
I really love using Daisy Jones as an example because she does fit the stereotypical, beautiful, quirky woman that inspires these creative men. She also fits perfectly with what I want to talk about today, which is more about muse as an energy and as something that we all have within us and can embody in our lives. So I don't believe that you have to be a specific gender or look a certain way to be a muse. I think that to be a muse, it's a lot more nuanced than just being a beautiful woman. There are a ton of beautiful women all over the world. I can't go online without seeing them. And while that's true, I would say that also most of them don't end up in a muse-like role. And I think that there's certain characteristics that a lot of people are overlooking when they are thinking about what it means to be a muse. Not only is beauty in the eye of the beholder, but it also varies across cultures. Beauty standards change over time. Many of history's most notable muses probably wouldn't be considered beautiful by today's standards. There's also something else that those notable muses have in common, and many of them also were creative individuals themselves. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that these muses just happened to become creative. I think what was really happening is that these people were embodying their own muse energy. They were inspiring themselves and they were being their own creative selves. That was what really magnetized others towards them, and not their beauty, not their gender, but the energy and the passion and the creativity that they had and were portraying in their day-to-day life. I think it's really common to become fascinated with somebody who is demonstrating qualities that we personally feel like we're lacking in ourselves. A couple of these qualities that I think are present in muses would be self-acceptance and a certain level of vulnerability. But I want to come back to Daisy Jones as an example here, because something about Daisy Jones that made me not really like her as a character was that she was obnoxious and arrogant.
I said we're playing it fourth. Did you not hear me or just choose to ignore me?
Oh no, I just thought you'd already played two because they all sound the same.
Daisy Jones is openly the worst parts of herself, as well as the good parts, but she presents herself as she is and does not change that or bend to fit what is expected of her.
Glass of milk and a whiskey? Or just a whiskey if you don't have milk?
Yeah.
Or just a milk?
That kind of unapologetic existence is magnetic. Muses are not trying to impress. They are here to express. Which brings me back to the notion that this can be part of any of us. This lives within us all. We have these notions, flutterings, whisperings, sometimes wailings of truth that want to come out. And we all have the ability to accept that, to bring that out, to express it. Your muse is you. You at your most daring. You at your most intimate. It's you and every aspect of you unapologetically. So if somebody is looking to embody the muse, to find their inspiration within themselves, the best way that they can do that is to accept yourself in pieces and in fragments until eventually you can accept yourself as a whole. This isn't just like a flip a switch and you're done kind of process. This is something that you bring into your day-to-day. To embody the muse, you have to find little moments, little opportunities in life where you can choose to respond to the situation, to what's happening, to your day, your moment, the people that you see, in a way that you truly feel called to. What you're doing here is you're beginning to accept all the parts of yourself that you've spent years repressing. And it doesn't have to all be uncomfortable. Some of this is going to be fun. Some of this is going to be wearing that shirt that's just a little bit too weird and you love it, but you've always kind of second guessed yourself and you finally put it on and go out for the night. It's trying a new spice in an old recipe or listening to some new music. Creating is its own loop where you can explore and express and inspire and also learn. It doesn't matter what medium you choose. If you're writing or painting or doing film or photography, anything where you feel like you're putting your actual self into it. It's not created out of the need for approval or in a way to chase an algorithm or anything, but because it's authentic to you, that's probably the most enjoyable way of participating in embodying the muse. I want you to think about the worst parts of yourself, the things that you're ashamed of, the things that you normally try to hide, the pieces that you don't want anybody to know. And then imagine what it would be like if that was all just okay. If you were just totally chill and that stuff never changed, but it was just all right that it was there. That's kind of what we're going for here.
Are we taking a break?
No. We're writing.
And you don't have to become obnoxious like Daisy Jones unless that's, something that naturally comes to you. Everybody's things are going to be different. For me, I'm highly introspective. I like to self-isolate and withdraw. I have always felt the pressure to try to connect more. There's a lot of talk around how it's not healthy to be alone and self-isolate and all this stuff. And so I struggled with that a lot, feeling like being myself was always the wrong thing to do and that I was bad and I was unhealthy if I, just followed my own inclinations. But, now as a creative that's been doing self-portraits and whatever other projects I do, I've learned to lean into my solitude and I've learned to even just lean into my own melancholy because that's a space that I find inspiration. So I truly believe that the world's most iconic muses did not become so because of their beauty, but because of their presence, because of the radical authenticity that they radiated. That level of self-acceptance is mesmerizing. When we stop waiting to be chosen and instead choose ourselves, that's when other people tend to take notice. Be yourself boldly, and you will become the muse.